Everyone thinks love fades with time. But what if I told you? Ancient Jewish wisdom says the opposite. That real love actually starts after the excitement wears off. Let me explain. There's a quiet secret buried in ancient Jewish teachings about marriage. Not romance movie love. Not butterflies. Something deeper. Something that's kept marriages strong for thousands of years. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Here's the problem most relationships run into. They're built on feelings. Feelings are powerful. But feelings change. Ancient Jewish wisdom never built marriage on feelings alone. It built marriage on action first, and emotion second. That's the secret. In Hebrew thought, love isn't just something you feel. Love is something you do. There's a Hebrew word, ahava, often translated as love. But its root meaning is closer to giving. Not taking. Not demanding. Giving. The ancient rabbis noticed something profound. When you consistently give to someone, your heart follows your actions. Modern culture says, I'll give when I feel loved. Ancient Jewish wisdom says, give first, and love will grow. That flips everything. There's a story in the Talmud about a couple who came to a rabbi ready to divorce. They said the spark was gone. No passion. No emotion. The rabbi didn't tell them to communicate better. He didn't tell them to go on vacation. He gave them one instruction. For 30 days, each of you must actively do something kind for the other every single day. Quietly. No keeping score. 30 days later, they came back. Still married. But more than that, they were confused. They said, Rabbi, we feel close again. The rabbi smiled. Because he knew something we've forgotten. Love is not the cause of commitment. Commitment is the cause of love. Another ancient principle is kavod, respect. In Jewish wisdom, respect comes before romance. Always. That's why traditional Jewish texts emphasize honoring your spouse publicly, even when you disagree privately. Words matter. Tone matters. Especially in front of others. Why? Because respect creates safety. And safety allows love to breathe. There's even a teaching that says it's better to give up being right than to damage peace in the home. Not because truth doesn't matter, but because peace sustains love longer than victory ever could. And here's one of the most surprising parts. Ancient Jewish wisdom actually limits togetherness. Yes. Limits. There are built-in rhythms of closeness and space. Time for connection. Time for individuality. Why? Because desire needs distance to survive. Constant closeness without boundaries dulls appreciation. Ancient wisdom understood that mystery keeps love alive. Another powerful idea is that marriage is seen as a shared mission, not just a shared life. You're not just partners in comfort. You're partners in purpose. When a couple believes they're building something larger than themselves, a family, values, legacy, small arguments lose their power. You stop asking, are you making me happy? And start asking, are we moving forward together? That shift changes everything. And here's my favorite part. Ancient Jewish wisdom teaches that love is renewed daily. Not assumed. There's a blessing said every morning that thanks God for renewing creation. The same idea applies to marriage. Yesterday's love doesn't carry over automatically. You renew it, with attention, with patience, with choice. Long-lasting marriage isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about repeatedly choosing the same person, especially on the boring days, the hard days, the quiet days. So the ancient secret isn't passion. It's practice. It's daily acts of giving. Respect over ego. Purpose over pleasure. Action over emotion. And when you live that way, love doesn't fade. It deepens. If this ancient wisdom still works after thousands of years, maybe it's not outdated. Maybe it's exactly what we've been missing.